We're doing fine.
Got it. That's why I moved down here 2 years. There was no town back then either.
Like 4 cities in Wyoming, I think. That's our market. I talked to these security forces for one of the missile sites. His job right now is supposed to guard one of the missile sites.
Сейчас как бы здесь не навернуться. Далеко не пойдем. Да, хорошо, что бабушка с нами не пошла, когда она здесь ползала.
All right, folks, we're 35 feet underground, level 2 of the complex. Under 3 minutes, they'll buzz that door open. The commander walks into that cage we just walked through up top there. That's an entrapment area. It's the only camera we have on the property. Each one of these doors weighs 6,000 pounds, 3 tons per door. Blast door 6 and blast door 7 going to protect us from that near miss. Blast door 8 and blast door 9 inside protect us from our own missile, either the launch of the missile or mishap. And I need a deputy. I need a deputy. Okay. Sit. All right, sit. Come on in, folks. There's a bench here if anybody wants to sit down. There's room up here with me. There's room over here. Let's get everybody in here. All right, we have everyone? All right, folks, we're in the next 3-story building. This building is round on the top, flat on the bottom. It's designed to deflect an overhead blast away from us. Upstairs is the crew's quarters. Anybody here been in the military knows. Not the Hilton, right? It's the military. There's 2 bunk beds, a kitchenette, and a bathroom. It's incredibly basic. Downstairs is our equipment bay where all our power and communication come through. This is launch control. This is where we spend most of our day. This is where we launch. My job, make sure this thing works. It sat out there in that silo for 20 years. Put your car in the garage for 20 years, go give it a shot, see how you make out. We can't try it, test it, or start it, because if we start those engines, we just started World War III. But from here, I can test everything on that missile but those engines. My main job down here, during a launch machine here, is called the MGAC, the Missile Guidance Alignment Checkout Group. It's the interface with the guidance computer on the missile. That thing tells the missile where it is and where it's going to go. This panel is the Enunciator Panel. You'll hear that in a couple of minutes. It's our security system. I told you, the only camera on the property is in that staircase. There are no cameras up topside. There's no security up there either. We have these things, we call them tipsies. It's a Doppler radar system. Sort of like what opens the door at the supermarket these days, only instead of a beam of light, it was a radio beam. You break the beam, the alarm goes. Butterflies open, lets the fuels flow. There's 4 of these on the first stage engine. 2 for the oxidizer lines, 2 for the propellant lines. I said it was hypergolic. Hypergolic means it ignites on contact. We don't need a fuse, a match, or spark plug to light that rocket off. When these 4 valves open and those 2 fuels meet, there's an explosion, you get liftoff. One of them has a locking mechanism connected to this. If this one can't open, none of them can open. If they can't open, you can't launch. If you had a bad day and you decide you're going to go try to end the world on your own and try to open this manually, there's an explosive housing, it's going to explode, melt, close, that rocket will never launch. Big giant paperweight at that point, useless. The only way to ever get it to open is to put that combination in. The deputy doesn't know the combination. If you try, on the 6th try, this thing's gonna melt down, it's never gonna work again. That missile is no longer in a state of readiness, and you're no longer a captain in the Air Force. Tell her where they're gonna send her, all right? We didn't go near this thing, it's the only thing connected to the outside world. This place is unhackable. But if you touch one of those dials, the base knows about it, we're in for a world of hurt. We didn't go near that thing. Now, a typical day of work, 6 in the morning, all the missile crews meet at this top secret bunker on the base in Tucson. We go down there, they're gonna give us a briefing. Talk to us about anything they think a missile crew needs to know about. Troop movement, military buildup, political problems, anything that, this morning they're talking about Ukraine in that meeting. What's going on over there? Now, the last 10 minutes of every meeting, they would show us movies of the Soviets detonating their newest nuclear weapons. Put us in the mood for work that day, right?
Yeah.
Jump in our trucks, drive up to the 18 silos, replace the crews over there for 24 hours, they take our truck, they drive back to the base, we sail ourselves.
Alpha 2, 3, Charlie, Hotel, Mike. Message follows.
That is the preamble to an emergency action message. All your radios are going crazy at this point. Captain has an emergency action message book, so does the deputy. Crack it open, there's a form in here. You each have a grease pencil. They're gonna read off a 41-character message. You both copy it down in your books. Then you exchange your books. They repeat the message, you copy it down again. Then you put your two books together, you make sure you copy down the same exact thing. When it comes to nuclear weapons in America, it takes 2 people to do anything. Not even the President of the United States makes a crazy decision on his own. Somebody has to agree with him. If you agree, we're going to decode it, see what they're telling us. Unfortunately today, it's the real deal. We've been ordered to launch. It's a message no crew member ever wanted to receive. Who's the only person that can authorize a nuclear war in this country if he's alive? President of the United States, and if he's already dead, the doomsday plate. We have to make sure it came from them. We need to authenticate that message. This allows us to go into that red safe right there. That's our emergency war order safe, or our go-to-war safe. One of the most top secret documents in America used to be held in that safe. It's called our PSYOPs, our nuclear battle plans. The battle plans for every nuclear bomb America owned and what to do with it was kept in that safe. That thing is incredibly top secret. It's the most top secret thing about this place. It's still top secret to this day. We guarded that book with our lives. Crack the cookie open. Pull out the authenticator pad. You ever hear of the nuclear football?
Yeah.
The person follows around the president with the briefcase with the launch codes. This is what's in there. These are the launch codes. You're going to line this up with both your books. You're going to make sure it lines up exactly. If it does, if you agree, it's authenticated, came from the president, we've been ordered to launch. The message itself is going to tell us what page in that PSYOP plan to go to. What battle are we fighting? There's all different scenarios in that book based upon what the Soviets have launched at us. We're going to that plan. It's going to tell you when to launch. Take your grease pencil, write the time in big numbers across the face of your clock so we don't make a mistake. This thing is synchronized down to the second. There's 54 possible Titan IIs about to fly over the North Pole. There's 1,000 Minutemen missiles going over the North Pole. All our nuclear submarines are hiding under the ice at the North Pole. They're breaking through the ice, they're firing up, and all our bombers are getting airborne. This has to go exactly when it has to go. That's why your clock has to be so accurate. Captain, message is going to tell you which of our 3 pre-programmed targets we're aiming at. You punch it in there. And it gives you the combination of the butterfly valve for the first time. You're going to read it off to me. I'm going to enter the combination here, break the seal, flip this up, hit that switch. If I get a green light, they gave me a good code, butterfly valves are unlocked. We're about to launch. Now, we know a couple other things at this point, Captain. We know if we've been ordered to launch by the president, we completely, utterly, miserably failed at our jobs. Our goal is peace. Our mission, peace through deterrence, America's blown it. No more deterrence, no more peace, Robert. Where do we launch missiles in America with big red buttons? Television, Captain, television. Those 2 big red buttons just tell us our doors are open. In the real world, we use keys. There's a set of keys in that safe. Captain, your key goes right here. Deputy, your key goes right there. These keys are angled. They're 7.5 feet apart, so one person cannot reach both. Spring-loaded to the off position, just like the ignition in your car. You can't turn one and then go get the other. They have to go exactly at the same time. So you ready? Left hand on the keys. Don't turn it yet. Captain, you're going to tell your deputy, 3, 2, 1, launch. On launch, turn them clockwise, hold them till I tell you. It takes about 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
All right, you can let go. And you too. You did your job, you did what the Air Force paid you to do, you just joined World War III. If the president calls now and says, whoa, we made a big mistake, too bad. No whoops, bud, no self-destruct, no stopping, your keys are turned, this thing is going. This is your launch sequence, Captain. Your first light, launch enabled, everything's been checked, everything's a go. Second light, battery's activated. There's 2 batteries on that missile. They're being force-fed electrolytes for the first time. It takes 28 seconds to fill them up. Once they're full, you get ABS power light. That means the batteries are charged. It's making its own electricity. Silo's soft, door just lifted up, slid open, went through the tipsy, set off the alarm. Silo's wide open at this point. Next light, guidance go. Guidance computer's talking to the McGack for the last time. It's getting its coordinates. Where's it going? How does it get there? What is it going to do when it gets to that point? Fire engines, butterfly valve, just open, those fuels are mixed. That thing's lit up, all your fire alarms are going off, Captain. When the missile gets to 77% of its full thrust, the 4 explosive bolts that hold it down explode. And the Titan II starts lumbering up out of that silo. 2 seconds later, liftoff. It's gone. It's on its way. 58 seconds. Turn those keys, 58 seconds. 58 seconds to end the city.
I turned the launch key.
Yes, you turned the launch key, Captain. You certainly did. You did your job. Put you on the hook for this, though.
Это для чего?
Когда эти
Yeah, right.
землетрясения или еще что-то, чтобы она как капсула.
Чтоб, А это рации для чего не используются? Ну, как просто переговариваться.
Yeah, I was a U2 SR-71 guy, and now the U2s are around and the SRs are retired.
You were DM?
Yep. Yeah, when the U2s went out in '76 to Beale, I went with them for a year.
Oh, really?
That was really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead.
How long did you do?
I was just doing it for 4 years. I was ready to go for a full 20, and they wanted to send me by myself. They kept emailing. I'm like, well, maybe not.
Yeah, I did 4. I don't know.
Yeah, Zach was kind of
Same.
yeah. But they never figured out when he started, I don't think.
Right. I got paid once because we wore those special missile uniforms with the
Yeah.
dickies.
Yeah.
I forgot my dickie one day.
Oh, my
And they
gosh.
court-martial.
Okay, come on.
Это явка.
А мы сверху это будем видеть?
All right, folks, you're looking at the second stage of the Titan II. Up above the black part, that's the re-entry vehicle. That's where the warhead would sit. That's the only part that's going to reach its target. The rest is just to get it going. Well, you know how loud that would be. Well, in that tube, it creates so much sound it would shatter that missile. It would just break apart. So we had to learn how to launch it out of a silo. All those weird-shaped great panels on the inner wall. Those are attenuated panels full of spun fiberglass, sort of like what was used in the muffler of your car. We also have a 100,000-gallon tank of water attached to it. When those keys are turned, it dumps all that water into those. The old space shuttle, the new SpaceX, anything. 90% of that is always just steam. Only 10% is smoke. They're really clean burning fuel. 54 went in the silo. The next 51 that were built. We'd exchange an older one for a newer one. Send the old one in a crew out to Vandenberg, California, where we had 3 test silos. We would launch it from there at the Marshall Islands without a warhead. 4,500 miles from here, there was a little lagoon called Quadrant. It was only 3/4 of a mile wide. We'd fire at that lagoon. We'd tell the Soviets we were doing it. They'd be out there in their fishing trawlers watching. We wanted them out there. Wanted to see America has a missile. It works. Unlike them, we're going to hit what we're aiming at, and we're not afraid to use it. Of the 51 we launched, 87% of them landed in the lagoon, a direct hit. 87% accuracy in the 1960s was an incredible amount of accuracy. We could do it, Soviets not a chance. They had great missiles, but their guidance system was awful. They didn't know where the heck it was going to end up. So they did the next best thing. They developed a bigger bomb. This is only 9 megatons. It wasn't big enough for them. Look at that, a bomb. Take the bomb out, stick a couple people on the top, shoot it up. It's a rocket ship, just like any other rocket. Up until the Saturn V, Apollo, this was America's biggest rocket. It was built to last 7 years. We got 24 years out of it as a deterrent, And then for another 16 years, we used it to launch satellites into space. We sent an unmanned mission to the moon on that. We sent the 2 Viking missions to Mars on that rocket. The 2 Voyager missions, the Jupiter and Saturn, both went up on the Titan. Last launch of the Titan was October of 2003. We got 40 years out of this rocket. 40 years, and it cost us just $2.5 million per rocket, which is unheard of. When does America ever get its money's worth when they buy stuff like that? They never do. Never. They did with Titan. These were being built during the Cuban Missile Crisis. We were so afraid of the Soviet Union and what we thought they had. We had 5,000 people working in each of the 3 states, night and day, trying to get these things in the ground in operation. It took 29 months to build this complex. It only took 36 months to build all 54 and have them operational. And it cost us $9 million per project. Titan is the first project, or the only project, ever to come in under time and under budget. Now you can't tell how big it is by standing next to it. We're gonna...
Коля, это уже все, конец?
Сейчас еще.
Еще что-то? Ничего, как тебе понравилось? А я думала, что мы еще сверху как-то будем все это видеть. Будет? Понравилось, Вика, тебе? Мируша,
All right, you're gonna go right back upstairs when...
спасены. Bless you. Куда нам теперь?
To see if there are any people alive on the planet. It wasn't going to survive, however. So the gray polo in that corner was its backup. That sits in its own silo. We'd raise that up out of the ground after all the missiles stopped flying if we were still alive. The main antenna, that white pole on the oil derrick, that's not surviving anything. So the white pole in front was its backup. That one sits in its own 70-foot deep hardened silo with 10-foot thick concrete walls.
То есть моторы все удалили, да?
Я не думаю, в Украине больше есть вот этот бомба.
Что он сказал, что она больше? Так куда смотреть надо? А, нам на мостик на этот надо забираться.
О, Света, тебе страшно будет.
Что-то вау.
Далеко.
Отсвечивает так,
Да.
что...
Нет, тебе надо на
Вон,
стёл.
смотри, это и вот это вот то, что ты видишь, это только
Куда мне
половина.
смотреть? Я плохо вижу.
Половина.
Это только половина. А если только оно снимает меня, потому что оно зеркалит? что это такое?
Двигатель.
Ну, я думала, что не больше будет.
Ты знаешь,
Но они же только две разных жидкость вместе смешивают и все.
и ты знаешь, вот это из покупок, это ее платье.
Что это такое?
Ну, я говорю, они же два разных
Это
жидкость смешивали, и они сразу зажигались.
Это волосы сушить.
Ага.
Как в это.
Это второй
Нитро.
Нет,
второй стадии. Не знаю, что эту стадию еще никогда не использовали. Это,
А вот те что такое?
это для маленького, это третьей стадии.
М. Ну так, ради только этой экскурсии скучно было бы, а так все. Мне кажется, ничего было, да? Как вам? Какой-то там город, что ли? Все сфотографировали?
Про который он разговаривал, что
А как?
проверять, если кто-то тут.
Вышел?
Не, на поверхности. Если
Чтобы что все спрятались.
не, если это как
М. Я думаю, нам на туалет сходить перед уходом. А это что такое? Это для заправления ее?
да. Но это, видишь, используют хайдрозин и даймethylhydrazine. И Вилли?
Для чего она? Просто?
Просто для веселья. Так много пыли внутри. Что вы там? Не видишь, язык.
Что себе батл.
Баг где?
Посидели.
Для всех, кто я не открыл, не знаю, номер на. Да не откроешь, они сперва.
Так, теперь надо туалет.
I'm chipping away.
What was our house number on Garfield 1621?
Yeah, right? There you go, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Oh, thank you, sir. All right, Cap.
Я знаю, что надо купить.
Королев. Спутник. Да, Королев, видишь? Королев.
А это что такое?
Это как он проверяла, куда летит.
And we worked 10 times.
А это?
So I think there were like 60 to 90
Missile guidance computer. The computer.